Hi, this is Julie with Reshape and Recover. And I have the question today, why do you want to stop overeating? For most people, it's to lose weight, but not everyone needs to lose weight. They just want to be healthier. Stay tuned to hear many motivating reasons to stop overeating. You are listening to Reshape and Recover's weekly podcast with Julie and Tony Kleinhans. We are building an online community to support people in their Christian walk toward healthier living and recovery from overeating. Check us out at reshapeandrecover.com. We hope you are blessed by this week's episode. Special thanks to my son, Stafford Christensen, for providing the music. So, there are many reasons to stop overeating and to learn to eat healthy. The first one that I'm going to cover today is improved physical health. Heart health is much healthier at lower weight, and it reduces blood pressure, cholesterol levels, and the risk of heart disease. There's better blood sugar control, especially if you're eliminating sugar while you're losing weight, which I definitely recommend and we'll talk more about shortly. And so it also helps with joint pain relief because sugar can cause inflammation in your joints, and the extra weight can put pressure on your joints. And then better sleep. You're going to sleep better at night if you are not overweight. And usually when you're overweight, your body hurts more in general. So it's easier to fall asleep and stay asleep if you're at a healthier weight. So another reason to want to lose weight is for enhanced mental and emotional health. And again, this goes along with lowering your sugar intake. I think I'll just skip to the sugar intake because that is crucial in losing weight. So there's so many benefits to cutting out sugar altogether. We know that sugar is addictive, and just in general, it's not good for you at all. And so it helps in reducing your blood sugar, of course. So that helps in reducing diabetes and other diseases, the improved heart health, the weight loss, and the cravings. The cravings are huge when we're eating sugar. So I recommend just cutting it out as much as possible. Altogether is very difficult and maybe not practical, but you can lower it. And I usually try to keep what I eat to under 5 grams of added sugar so that it doesn't trigger wanting to eat more. You also get enhanced mental clarity and mood stability. So, in other words, sugar makes you moody. And I've seen that happen. It brings on anxiousness and just general crabbiness. So, cutting out sugar will help with that so much. So, in addition to lower chronic diseases like fatty liver disease and metabolic syndrome, even cancer can be caused by too much sugar. It can also give you a healthier gut. So I know that my stomach has hurt a lot in the past. And for me, it continued to hurt even after I cut out sugar because I had switched from sugar to artificial sweeteners. And those, besides being neurotoxins, they're not only terrible for your brain, they're also really terrible for your digestive system. So cutting out both and chemicals also, and processed foods has so many chemicals in it. It's really hard to find real food in a box or a bag anymore. So definitely recommend reading labels and eating one ingredient foods. So things like meat, vegetables, and make sure that those don't have added things to them also. And eating grass-fed meat is so much healthier. And also buying fruits and vegetables that are not sprayed with chemicals is huge for a healthy gut. Lowering your sugar will also give you more energy, improved dental health, and my notes say reduced risk of dependency. I think it's, yes, it's just referring to the addiction and the addictiveness of sugar. I mean, I think we all know that sugar is addictive, and yet we always think we can just have one. That's crazy. I mean, when you think about the alcoholic, it takes them a while to realize, okay, I can drink, but I can't drink alcohol because I get addicted. I personally don't have a problem with alcohol, but I don't drink it because it turns to sugar in your blood. And so not only would I rather eat my calories, I would rather avoid the alcohol, which can lead to cravings, sugar cravings. So for me, I don't drink alcohol, but having a glass now and then is not terrible for most people, as long as you're not an alcoholic. But for the rest of us, I don't think that alcohol is necessary, so I don't drink it. I stick to water, and yeah, I drink coffee still, but I drink very little amounts of it. And I also like tea, but the problem with the teas that I've been finding is they all have natural, what do they call it? Natural flavorings, up to like 100 different chemicals. And it's processed and it can cause digestive issues also. So I haven't found a tea yet without it, but I know they're out there. I just am not a tea lover, so I haven't looked real hard for that. But mostly I just drink water.
You are listening to Reshape and Recover's weekly podcast with Julie and Tony Kleinhans. In a world where people are hurting due to overeating, Reshape and Recover is helping people overcome overeating using a Christ-centered 12-step online membership program to support them on their journey to better health and permanent weight loss. Check out our membership plans at reshapeandrecover.com. Now back to our podcast.
So back to motivation for weight loss. I think that if your only motivation is to lose weight, I don't know if that's going to be a strong enough motivator to continue the weight loss journey, because it's a lifelong journey, especially if you're addicted to sugar. Because if you finish your diet, you've lost your weight, and start eating sugar now, you're just going to gain weight back. And I saw that with myself over and over and over again until I finally saw through Overeaters Anonymous that sugar is addictive, just like alcohol is addictive. And in order to stop the addiction to sugar, I had to cut it out. And it took me a while to really accept that. I mean, I think in my heart, I knew it was true, or maybe it was head knowledge, but my heart was still addicted to the sugar and not quite accepting it. So I'm not sure where you're at, but it took me a couple of years to really accept that. But once I accepted it, and that was after I heard about Bill W.'s story from Alcoholics Anonymous, how he walked into a bar fully expecting, deciding that he wasn't going to drink anything, and then ended up drinking something and getting drunk. And I thought, that's me with sugar. And I finally accepted it then. And I've been abstinent since April 4th, 2008. And I'm so glad that I decided not to eat high amounts of sugar anymore. I still have little amounts. Like I said, I try to keep it to under 5 grams. And that seems to be doing well for me. It might not work for everyone. You might be the kind of person that has to get down even lower than that, maybe completely eliminate it. But I've been able to maintain a 90-pound weight loss now for over 16 years. And I'm so grateful. I feel so much better. And I'm so happy to say that at age 61, I could do the splits. I could never do the splits when I was younger. And so I'm feeling good. I'm starting to feel my age, but I think I'm doing much better. I know I'm doing much better than I would have been had I not lost the weight and not stayed sugar free for all these years. It's helped so much. So, other motivators, think about the mental and emotional health. I don't know if you've ever tried going sugar free for a while. You actually feel less anxious and happier. It's amazing. And you have higher energy levels. And you hear this all the time. It's not necessarily, I don't think it's necessarily from the weight loss, but at least partially it is. But I think the big portion of that is healthier eating. And also with weight loss, you have more comfortable mobility. You can move around better. I can move around very well, and I'm in IT. And sometimes I have to get under desks, on top of desks, around desks. And I have impressed people half my age at what I can do under a desk or around a corner of a desk, and that I'm able to get back into tight spots. And so I'm very grateful. I really like my job as an IT person. And so I'm glad that I'm physically still able to do it. And also, another motivator is lower risk of chronic diseases. We talked about that. Part of that is sugar, part of that is just being at a healthy weight. You have a lower instance of stroke and liver disease, and there's just so many health benefits. Of course, another motivator, better self image and body confidence. And it does make a difference when you're slimmer. It shouldn't, but people do treat you differently. And I've noticed it for sure. And just very grateful for being able to feel good about myself again. And then my last motivator is to be there for your family and your friends. Your family and friends love you and they want you around. And the thought of not having you there because of complications due to your weight is very hard on them. So when we say that the alcoholic hurts other people, but overeating doesn't, that's not quite true. We're hurting our family and friends too. And so hopefully these 7 motivators will help you stay on plan. This is not a diet. This is a lifelong journey. And I'm here to help you. I want to help you. I understand how hard it is because I struggled with it for many years. And I can help you. And I want to help you. And hopefully you can join us at reshapeandrecover.com. Find a plan that works for you. Right now, we're having a sale on our basic membership plan, and I would encourage you to join. You can cancel anytime. And if you join now before the end of the year and you put in coupon code $10 off, you can enjoy $10 off per month for as long as you are in the membership. So that's in addition to the sale that we're already having. So I hope you'll join us. And I pray that you can find what you're looking for in better health and weight loss. And we do this all with the help of our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. And that's a big part of our message. This one was focused mostly on the physical parts of it, but we incorporate Jesus in just about every lesson that we have. And we rely on God's strength to help us with this program and with all areas of our life. So I hope that you will join us, and I'm praying for you. This disease or disorder is so tricky and cunning and difficult, but you can overcome it with God's help. I know this. I overcame it, and you can overcome it too. God bless.
You have been listening to Reshape and Recover's weekly podcast with Julie and Tony Kleinhans. We hope you were blessed by this week's episode. Please join us again next week for another lesson to help you succeed on your health and weight loss journey. God's blessings on your week.